how would you approach a potential job change from a secure salaried job to a commission-based role? The new role would have a 50% cut in base pay, but essentially unlimited upside potential. What do y'all think?
So Zach, this is an interesting one because so obviously it sounds like there's a risk reward thing going on here. Right now, I have a salary job where it's consistent and I can count on and know what's happening, or I could move to a commission-based job where it's going to be a little more variable, a little more volatile. Nothing is guaranteed, but the upside is huge. And so obviously, one of the things that we do, I think this is natural human nature, is we begin to daydream about all the wonderful things. Holy cow, unlimited upside. I can make so much money. I can achieve all my financial goals. I can do all of the things that I want to do. And while that may be true, I think some reality has to be thrown in that may not be what it looks like immediately out of the gate. So you're asking, how should I think about this? What are some things I should do? The first thing that I would think through if I were facing this opportunity is this realistically an option I think that I will be successful doing? Meaning, if I pursue this commission job, is it something where I think I actually have some success? This is not uncommon for us, Brian, in the financial world. A lot of financial advisors out there are paid on commission. The way that they're able to generate income for themselves is by selling products or going and attracting assets or something like that. Well, if you happen to be someone like us who came from humble beginnings and did not have wealthy friends or wealthy family, the ability to go out there and drum up business from your social network might not be there. So had me personally, pursued that type of vocation, there's a really good chance I would not have been successful in that environment. So Zach, I think one of the things you have to figure out from the jump is it realistic that I can be successful in this commission-based job? Is there some reason I believe that I'll be able to do that? What are some other things, Brian, you think Zach ought to think about?
We're on the same trunk of the tree, is that I immediately wrote down, I would love to know the timeline for success, meaning that go ahead and measure twice, cut once, and don't forget to put on your 3D glasses. So you don't just assume, because it's in the brochure, everybody tells you upside is unlimited. Mm-hmm. But the reality is it's going to take some time to develop any type of good paying job. It requires talent. It requires time. There's other things that go into that success moment. So put your 3D glasses on, meaning the down to earth plan of how long you think it will take, the dream plan that they probably presented to you in the pitch on what your opportunities were. And don't skip on the worst of the worst, which is the doo-doo plan, on if it takes you a lot longer. So then you can move on to step 2, which is how do you bridge the time? And I would base it off of somewhere between the doo-doo plan and what you really think is the down-to-earth plan, and really start building up cash ASAP so that you actually can have the money, the flexibility, so you don't stress out loved ones, so you actually give this the best opportunity. As you're trying to figure out how do I come up with that cash, that moves on to number 3. Here's what I know about planning, research, making huge life changes. There's a lot of research into happiness, and this ties into the hedonic treadmill and other things. And what they found out in research is that when you have good things, you should spread them out as much as possible. Meaning that if you win the lottery or come into a windfall, don't go buy a brand new car, don't go buy a brand new house, don't go buy all this stuff all at once, because you just don't give yourself enough time to process the happiness.
You don't actually enjoy it.
However, when you have rough stuff happen to you in life, or you have to make drastic decisions to change lifestyle, to get back to your base level of happiness as fast as possible, you should cut savagely on expenses and other things all at once. Don't spread it out. So if you figure out, hey, to make this timeline successful, to make this cut and pay 50%, don't just say, well, I'll cut a little bit this month, I'll change this, I'll sell this car this month, maybe I'll downsize in my house a year from now. No, do it all at once. Give yourself the best chance of having success, but also bringing yourself back to that baseline of happiness as fast as possible. Make the hard decisions all at once so you can actually give yourself an opportunity to make this work.
If at all possible, you would say maybe even figure out how to make the lifestyle work on just that for 50% of pay, right? Like if you can make the very base minimum 50% work, then if you do have success in the commission-based role and you are able to get back to your old income, all that's gravy at that point, right? I love that. I love cutting down as much as you can on those variable expenses, and then probably control your fixed expenses. You probably shouldn't go also buy the new house, buy the new car, lock in a bunch of fixed expenses while you're going through this
Well,
change.
I think it's anything that's hard that has a success moment. It's kind of like digging for treasure in the way that you've got this opportunity, as you even said, it's unlimited potential. But what if the digging for the treasure is it's 8 feet deep, but you only have enough cash or power energy to essentially, I'm using cash as the equivalent of energy, to get you 6 feet. You'd be pretty sad that you did, 80% of the work and you didn't give yourself the opportunity to actually reach the level of success. So that's why having margin, it's much easier to cut savagely now so that you can give yourself the best chance of opportunity and success. So maybe you have where you could dig 10 feet down to reach your goal. And then when you go back up, it's much easier to go back up and spend and plan for the worst and then get the best later.